Shalom, it's me, Baht of Zion, and today we're going to deep dive into something every one of us struggles with at a time, which is the battle between the mind and the emotions. The world teaches follow your feelings, but TORAH tells us something much stronger, which is master your spirit. Let's go precept upon precept as we tackle overthinking and reaction triggers through our emotions. YHWH, count me in. In Proverbs 25, verse 28, we learn a valuable lesson from the TORAH's view on the inner battle as we line up with wisdom. Proverbs 25, verse 28. Grab your Tanakh and meet me there. And it states, like a city broken into and without walls is a man who has no control over his spirit. As we parse this precept, we understand that it lines up with the lack of control over one's emotions, which turns into anger. In ancient Israel, a city without walls was defenseless. Any enemy could invade it. Likewise, a man or woman who doesn't rule his emotions or her emotions is open to every attack from or due to anger, lust, fear, and envy. TORAH teaches us to put walls of discipline up, not to block love, but to block invasion. Your self-control isn't weakness, it's your defense system. Far too long have we been operating in inconsistency instead of discipline. It's about time we change that, Israel, beginning with one mind at a time. How about we begin with yours and mine's? Emotions isn't sin, but mismanaged emotion can lead to a world of sin and a form of chaos. TORAH doesn't condemn emotions. It's what makes us human. Even Moses burned with anger in Exodus 32. However, uncontrolled emotion can twist itself into rebellion and using you as its puppet when it leaves you in an uproar throughout your mind, in a following state versus a leading one. Because we do know that the mind is supposed to be a logical thinker, not an emotional one. An example given could be looked at in the story of Cain. In Genesis 4, verse 6 through 7, Yah said to Cain, "Why are you angry? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. Its desire is for you, but you must rule over it." Now, family, I would like to point out that anger wasn't sin. The failure to control it became the sin. Yahweh shows us emotions are like wild beasts. You can harness them or they'll devour you. Training the mind through TORAH discipline as we look at the book of Joshua, chapter 1, Verse 8. This book of the Torah shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night. Torah, meditation, isn't silent thinking, it's active training. When the mind repeats Torah, the heart becomes anchored and emotions find their proper place out of your mind, allowing you the space to condition your spirit. If you look at current day Babylon, you can clearly tell billions of people do not meditate in the Torah, yet alone even know what the Torah is, because their behaviors don't line up with discipline, but more so of rebellion and indoctrination ruled by pagan gods. Guarding the heart isn't just that term alone. It's more so of one protecting their mind. All right, family. Now we're going to go into our next wisdom precept, which is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. And we know that it states, above all, guard your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. Heart doesn't just mean feelings, family. It's the forefront of thought, will, and emotion. Learning how to control those is how you control your overthinking. To guard your heart means to filter what enters your inner world. Just as the tabernacle had layers of coverings for holiness, so must you cover your heart with Torah to keep it pure. What you consume by social media, to include conversations and thoughts, is geared to target your emotions, which points at either wisdom or folly based on how you react. Now, family, perfect shalom definitely requires training the mind. In Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, we also learn that you shall keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Now I'm going to make it very clear, family. You statement in this precept is definitely and only the Most High YHWH. But let's continue. Stayed, used in this precept, family, means to lean, to rest upon, to brace one's self. A trained mind doesn't wander after emotions, but it leans fully on Yah. Peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the foundation of disciplined trust. When the mind leans fully on Yah, emotions have no choice but to submit to the will of Yahweh, because they won't be able to rule the Creator. So, we ask ourselves, how do we actually train the mind above emotions? How do we fight back the urge of overthinking? Well, I got it for you, family. First, pause before reacting. Now, family, I know in the heat of the moment, this is a hard task to do, but ask yourself, do you want permanent results from temporary reactions? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. So, let's continue. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32 reminds us that patience is greater than might. Believe it or not, family, a 10-minute pause rewires your default and clears your mind to be able to think more clearly and not in clutter of unfiltered emotions. Kind? Big kind. Secondly, you want to rehearse Torah daily. Just speaking the powerful words of Yah out alone realigns your spirit with the Most High Yah. This is a form of mental programming for the kingdom and above all, the covenant you accepted to follow with Yah. Thirdly, you want to guard your inputs, family. Don't you dare feed your heart what weakens your discipline. If you're struggling with something and you see it, avoid it as much as possible. What you watch, hear, and repeat becomes your emotional fuel. That's just like some people holding on to a bad memory due to the charge they get off of that memory to react from it. That is definitely an emotional fuel. However, it's a negative output. Next, replace lies with the truth. Fear says you can't, but Torah says Yahweh is with you. Now, just knowing that statement alone from Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6, it should put a lot of things in perspective for you. This is the moment where you should question those emotions. Call them out for what they are and lean on the fact of knowing that Yahweh is in your corner, so you shall not fear, but take control of what is very much controllable. Ding, 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 ding. Your emotions. Now, ox and a cos. Please keep in mind, emotions are very much real to include the way you react to them, but they are not supposed to reign over your life. The Torah proves to us a higher calling to rule the spirit, to guard the heart, and to discipline the mind. So, let's put ourselves in a position to build walls of wisdom. The one who masters what they feel is a city strong with walls, not easy to be broken into. Your emotions shouldn't enslave you. And if they do, then you've just submitted to another God whom YHWH knows not. Shalom there, God.